Not every electric car gives its owner headaches. While some EVs have been drowning in recalls, software glitches, and frustrated NHTSA filings, these 9 models have earned reputations for keeping complaints to a bare minimum. From zero recall records to top reliability scores, these are the EVs that just work. Number 9. Lexus RZ. Lexus has spent decades building a reputation for bulletproof reliability, and the 2026 RZ proves that reputation extends just as confidently into the electric vehicle world. Consumer Reports expects the 2026 RZ to be more reliable than the average new car, basing that prediction on strong data from the 2023 and 2024 models plus consistently high Lexus brand scores. In fact, Consumer Reports ranked the Lexus RZ as the second most reliable EV in its entire 2026 survey, with Lexus itself finishing as the third most reliable automaker overall. That is a remarkable achievement for a vehicle that was widely criticized when it first launched for having limited range and underwhelming performance. Lexus addressed both of those complaints head-on for 2026, adding significantly more power, pushing the EPA estimated range to approximately 302 miles, and introducing faster DC charging speeds. The result is a vehicle that not only drives better but generates far fewer owner frustrations. The RZ benefits from Toyota's decades of manufacturing discipline, which translates into tight panel gaps, quiet cabins, and electrical systems that simply do what they are supposed to do without drama. Edmunds owner reviews highlight the smooth ride, stylish design, and comfortable interior as consistent positives, while complaints are limited to pricing concerns rather than mechanical or electrical failures. Lexus backs the RZ with a generous 6-year warranty and 1 year of complimentary maintenance, adding another layer of confidence for buyers who want an electric SUV that will not send them back to the service department every other month. Number 8. Kia EV3. The Kia EV3 is one of the newest electric cars on the market, yet early ownership data paints a picture of a remarkably trouble-free vehicle that has owners smiling rather than filing complaints. Targeting a starting price of approximately $35,000 with an expected range topping 300 miles on the EPA cycle, the EV3 won the 2025 World Car of the Year award before it even reached American driveways. The Drive praised it in their first drive review as simply a well-made electric car for the masses, and that simplicity is precisely what keeps complaint numbers low. European and Asian owners who have been driving the EV3 for over a year report that the car has been virtually fault-free, with one Reddit owner summarizing 12 months and thousands of miles by saying the car operated without any faults or bigger issues. The few minor gripes that do surface tend to be about tight door pockets, occasional charging cable quirks in cold weather, and the Kia app losing connection intermittently. None of those are the kind of serious mechanical or safety defects that generate NHTSA filings. The EV3 rides on Kia's proven EGMP platform, the same architecture that underpins the award-winning EV6, which means the engineering foundations have already been tested and refined across millions of real-world miles. Kia backs the EV3 with its industry-leading 10-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and early reliability signals suggest most owners will never need to use it. For a first-year model to generate this little negative feedback is genuinely unusual in the automotive industry, and it speaks volumes about Kia's manufacturing quality. Number 7. BMW i4. BMW quietly turned the i4 into one of the most dependable electric cars you can buy, and the 2026 model year continues that streak with 0 recalls on record according to Edmunds. That is an impressive clean sheet for a performance-oriented electric sedan from a brand that historically has not been associated with trouble-free ownership. Consumer Reports describes the i4's reliability as average, which in the context of the broader EV market actually places it ahead of the majority of its electric competitors. Since Consumer Reports data shows that EVs as a category still have about 80% more problems than conventional gas-powered cars. The i4 delivers the smooth power, quick acceleration, and taut handling that BMW buyers expect, and it does so without the software meltdowns and infotainment failures that have plagued rivals from other German automakers. Reddit owners who have logged tens of thousands of miles report that the i4 has been super reliable, with the car performing its daily commuting duties without unexpected trips to the dealer. BMW's decision to use a proven electric drivetrain shared across multiple models in its lineup means the i4 benefits from scale and engineering refinement that smaller production EVs simply cannot match. The cabin is well built with premium materials, and the infotainment system, while complex, operates smoothly without the freezing and crashing issues reported in some competing vehicles. BMW provides a 4-year or 50,000-mile limited warranty alongside an 8-year or 100,000-mile battery warranty. And the i4's track record suggests most owners will coast through that entire coverage period without a single significant complaint. Number 6. Tesla Model 3. The Tesla Model 3 has matured into one of the most complaint-resistant electric cars on the American market, and Consumer Reports now expects the 2026 model to have about average reliability compared to the average new car. That might sound modest, but for a brand that once sat near the bottom of reliability rankings, it represents a dramatic turnaround. Consumer Reports awarded the 2026 Model 3 its coveted CR Recommends badge, citing high levels of performance, reliability, and user satisfaction. The refreshed Highland design that arrived in late 2023 ironed out many of the build quality inconsistencies that generated complaints in earlier years, and the 2026 model benefits from continued manufacturing refinements at Tesla's Fremont factory. NHTSA complaint filings for the current generation Model 3 have dropped significantly compared to earlier model years, reflecting improvements in panel fitment, paint quality, and interior rattles that once dominated owner forums. The supercharger network remains the most reliable and widespread fast-charging infrastructure in North America, eliminating the charging frustrations that plague owners of other EV brands. With a starting price of $42,000 and access to a massive parts and service ecosystem, the Model 3 has earned its place among the lowest complaint EVs of 2026 through years of iterative improvement. Number 5. Hyundai Kona Electric. The Hyundai Kona Electric flies under the radar in the EV world, and that quiet anonymity extends to its complaint record, which is among the lowest in the segment. Kelley Blue Book lists the 2026 Kona Electric with an EPA estimated range of 200 to 261 miles depending on battery size. And Consumer Reports has issued 2 recalls for the 2026 Kona platform, though both relate to the broader Kona lineup rather than electric-specific problems. The Kona Electric itself has generated remarkably few owner-reported issues related to its battery, electric motor, or charging system, which are the categories that typically generate the most frustration among EV owners. Hyundai's decision to use a well-proven electric powertrain shared with the Niro EV means the Kona Electric benefits from years of real-world refinement and bug fixing across hundreds of thousands of vehicles. Starting at approximately $34,000, the Kona Electric also removes a major source of complaints by simply being affordable. Owners who feel they got strong value for their money are statistically less likely to file complaints over minor imperfections. The interior is straightforward and functional, with a modern infotainment system that operates reliably and standard driver assistance features that work without false alarms or phantom braking events. Hyundai backs the Kona Electric with a 10-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, one of the most comprehensive in the industry, and the brand's overall EV reliability has improved markedly since the early ICCU failures that affected some Ioniq 5 and EV6 models. The Kona Electric avoided those issues entirely, and its clean complaint record reflects a small, sensible EV that simply does its job without creating problems for its owner. Number 4. Toyota BZ4X. Toyota built its empire on the promise that its cars just work, and the 2026 BZ4X carries that promise into the electric vehicle era with one of the cleanest complaint records of any EV on sale today. Edmunds confirms that the 2026 Toyota BZ has 0 recalls on file, a feat that almost no other electric vehicle in the current market can claim. Edmunds' consumer reviews are overwhelmingly positive, with owners giving the vehicle a 4.5 out of 5 stars rating for reliability and manufacturing quality, with one reviewer stating there is nothing to be rated below 0 in the BZ. That kind of owner enthusiasm translates directly into minimal NHTSA complaint filings. Toyota addressed the early criticisms of the original BZ4X by delivering a comprehensive overhaul for 2026 that added more power, extended the driving range, and improved DC fast charging speeds, all while maintaining the manufacturing precision that Toyota is known for. The standard Toyota Safety Sense 3 suite provides a full complement of driver assistance features that operate smoothly without the phantom braking or erratic behavior that generates complaints in competing systems. The BZ4X also benefits from Toyota's conservative engineering philosophy, which prioritizes proven components and thorough testing over cutting-edge features that might introduce new failure modes. That approach may not generate the most exciting headlines, but it produces vehicles that owners can rely on day after day without unexpected trips to the service center. With a 3-year or 36,000-mile basic warranty and no recalls to its name, the 2026 Toyota BZ4X is a textbook example of how to build an electric car that keeps its owner happy and the complaint inbox empty. Number 3. Nissan Leaf. The Nissan Leaf has been part of the American electric car landscape longer than almost any other nameplate, and that deep experience shows in the 2026 model's remarkably low complaint profile. Consumer Reports expects the 2026 Leaf to have about average reliability compared to other new cars, basing that prediction on Nissan's brand history and the previous generation's track record, which is a solid foundation for a vehicle that has been completely redesigned from the ground up as a compact SUV. Kelley Blue Book named the 2026 Leaf its best new model of the year, praising its combination of value, improved dynamics, and modern design. And that kind of industry recognition reflects a vehicle that was thoroughly developed and tested before reaching customers. Starting at just $29,000, the Leaf is one of the most affordable new EVs in America, and its base battery offers 259 miles of EPA estimated range, while the larger option pushes to 303 miles. Edmunds describes the redesigned Leaf as flashier and more functional than its predecessor, and early owner feedback has been largely positive, with complaints focused on minor first-year software quirks rather than serious mechanical or safety concerns. Nissan's decision to transform the Leaf from a hatchback into a compact SUV body style brought it in line with modern buyer expectations without abandoning the engineering fundamentals that made the original Leaf one of the most dependable EVs ever produced. The regenerative braking system operates smoothly, the charging hardware has been updated to current standards, and the driver assistance features function without the false activation complaints that afflict many newer EV models. For under $30,000, the Leaf delivers a low-drama ownership experience that few competitors can match. Number 2. Tesla Model Y. The Tesla Model Y has earned the title of most reliable electric vehicle in Consumer Reports' 2026 survey, and that distinction is backed by data from roughly 380,000 vehicle owners across model years 2000 through 2025. Consumer Reports specifically identified the Model Y as the most reliable electric SUV and the most reliable EV overall in this year's survey, a remarkable achievement for a vehicle produced in the hundreds of thousands. Tesla climbed 8 spots in Consumer Reports' brand reliability rankings to reach the number 9 position among all automakers, and the Model Y was the primary driver of that improvement. The 2026 Model Y has been recalled 6 times by NHTSA. But the critical distinction is that Tesla addresses most of these issues through over-the-air software updates that owners receive automatically without visiting a service center, dramatically reducing the real-world inconvenience that typically accompanies recalls. Owner-reported complaints about build quality, which once dominated Tesla forums, have dropped substantially with the refreshed Juniper model that introduced improved interior materials, tighter panel fitment, and refined suspension tuning. The Model Y recorded 331 miles during Consumer Reports' 70 miles per hour highway range test, exceeding its EPA estimate and eliminating range anxiety as a source of owner frustration. Starting at $44,000, the Model Y occupies a pricing sweet spot that delivers strong perceived value, which further suppresses complaint rates. The supercharger network continues to provide the most consistent and reliable public charging experience in America, sparing Model Y owners the charging failures and compatibility headaches that generate complaints for owners of other brands. When the most reliable EV also happens to be the best-selling one, it sends a clear message about quality at scale. Number 1. Hyundai Ioniq 6. The Hyundai Ioniq 6 stands at the very top of this list as the lowest complaint electric car of 2026, and the numbers tell a story that is almost too clean to believe. The Auto Reliability Index reports that the 2026 Ioniq 6 has 0 recalls and 0 owner complaints on file with NHTSA, a spotless record that no other mainstream EV can match right now. Its predicted reliability score sits at 75 out of 100, rated good, and the trajectory is pointing upward, with each successive model year of the first-generation Ioniq 6 scoring higher than the last. The 2023 launch year scored 69, the 2024 model climbed to 77, and the 2025 hit 79, demonstrating that Hyundai has been systematically identifying and eliminating the small issues that generate owner frustration. Consumer Reports ranks the Ioniq 6 as a top-rated electric sedan with an overall score of 90 out of 100, combining strong road test performance with solid predicted reliability and high predicted owner satisfaction. The Ioniq 6 is now in its 4th year on the first-generation CE platform, and 1 year past its mid-cycle refresh, which means the engineering team has had ample time to refine every component without the growing pains that plague brand-new designs. Its aerodynamic sedan body delivers an EPA-estimated range of up to 361 miles, and the 800-volt architecture enables 10 to 80% fast charging in approximately 18 minutes. Starting at $37,000, the Ioniq 6 offers extraordinary value that keeps owners feeling positive about their purchase rather than looking for reasons to complain. Hyundai's 10-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty provides a safety net that most owners will never need, because the Ioniq 6 simply does not break. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.